Hi everyone, it's Nanette of Do What You Love by Nanette. If we just met and this is your first time watching on my channel, I am very passionate about succulents and every week I release a video about the care guides and propagation. Ang mapapanood niyo po sa video ito ay walang kinalaman sa succulents. I just would like to share my experience yesterday when I entered the Philippines as a non-OFW, non-Filipino national. Ang goal ko po ay mabigyan kayo ng insight sa bagong protocol na in-implement noong February 1st. We all know that traveling to the Philippines or traveling anywhere during pandemic is not a joke. And I hope you will share this information, lahat ng makikita nyo, sa mga taong kakilala nyo na non-OFW, non-Filipino national, na walang dual citizenship. Mag-umpisa na po tayo. Welcome back. Before we dive in, let me just give you a quick understanding po ng aking status. I'm a former Filipino and now a naturalized American citizen. And this is why I am heavily impacted by these travel restrictions in the Philippines simula pa po ng last year. Bago po natin pag-usapan yung mga forms na dapat nyo i-fill out before going to the airport, at the airport, meron po akong recommendation sa klase ng bag na dapat nating dalhin when traveling during this time. Kasi nga po, napakadaming forms na dapat i-fill out. So, mas helpful ang gumamit ng ganito from my experience. This one here, nandito po yung mga credit cards ko. I only bring one major credit card, my debit card, my ID, and then I have my cell phone here. I have my passport here, and then I have cash dito. And yung forms that I printed out, nilagay ko naman po dito with my pens. So, I just carry this with me. Anything na kailangan, nandito lahat. And then for your purse, I always carry a laptop with me. And this time, hindi ako nagdala ng separate na bag for my laptop. So, I used this backpack na meron ng pang laptop. And for this one, will be for other stuff. So, the good thing about this backpack is your hands will be free dahil nga marami po tayong i-fill out. So, both your hands are free and then you have this sa neck nyo. It will be function over fashion. Additionally, I personally believe that traveling during pandemic is not the right time to use your designer purse. May tendency po tayo na i-wipe natin ng disinfectant. We don't want to damage our precious purse. So, just a thought. For our first step, punta po tayo sa website ng Philippine Airlines. So, Philippine Airlines is one word. Airlines has an S. On the top, you'll see travel information. From travel information, on the left-hand side, second item, under before you fly, about COVID-19. And scroll down, second line, yung nasa kaliwa, travel rules and requirements. I-click po niyo yan. And then, you will see in the middle, arriving in the Philippines. Now, nandun na po tayo sa page about update effective February 2nd, 2021. Lahat po ng nakasulat dito ay importante, mahalagang basahin. Pero pupunta po tayo sa letter C and i-click po natin yung click here to download and know more about the Trace app. Let's talk a little bit about Trace app. Ang Trace app po is a nationwide and unified contact tracing na ang layunin ay matulungan ang mga Filipino na maramdamang safe sila and assured against the uncertainty of the pandemic. Before you go to the airport on the day of your arrival, dapat po na i-download nyo na sa smartphone nyo yung app ng Trace. You can have an Android or an iPhone that will do for as long as it's a smartphone. Kasama po ito sa hahanapin sa inyo when you check in at the front desk of PAL. In a nutshell, this trace app po will help you track kung may mga nakahalubilo ba kayo sa lahat ng mga napuntahan nyo or pinanggalingan na nag-positive sa COVID. Now, let me show you po kung paano mag-register and mag-create ng sarili nyong account. Go to your App Store and type in Trace, T-R-A-Z-E, and automatic lalabas na po agad yung Trace Contact Tracing. Then click po natin yung download icon and open afterwards. Click Start Tracing and hit OK kapag nag-ask po ng access sa camera nyo. It's basically for your profile picture. And then click Start Tracing at dadalhin po kayo sa page na to. This page is very important. I will not spend so much time talking about Trace app dahil masyado pong hahaba ang ating video. But nothing to worry, I provided a link below para sa isang video na napanood ko. It talked all about Trace contact tracing in length and lahat ng dapat nyong malaman ay nasa video na ito. After hitting I agree, it will take us to this page and click Start Tracing. And now it will ask us to log in or register. You want to register, click individual and it will take you to this page where you have to fill it out with your information. Now, i-click na po natin yung submit. So now you're finally registered at meron ka ng sariling Trace ID. You can either print this page or save it to your phone. Now that we know more about this Trace app, let's continue and magstay po tayo dun sa same page. We just have to scroll down. And on the left-hand side, yung pinaka-bottom po, click the second item where it says Arrival Guide for Non-OFWs and Non-Filipino Nationals starting February 1st, 2021. And we will be brought to this page where it says a guide on arrival and quarantine procedures. Every single item po na nasa listahan na to ay kailangan nating basahin. But for now, I will take you to item number 1 under Before You Fly and During Check-in. So, ang sabi po dito, as early as 3 days prior to your departure, register and accomplish the PAL Electronic Case Investigation Form and save the confirmation email and QR code. Click po natin yung link na yan. And after that, we will be brought to this page where it says PreRegistration for RT-PCR test in Manila. Dahil mahalaga po ang page na ito, babasahin ko po yung first paragraph. The Philippine government requires all passengers arriving in the Philippines to take a mandatory RT-PCR test for COVID-19. Iyan po yung swab test. Those arriving in the Philippines starting February 1st, 2021 and onwards should undergo mandatory testing on the 6th day of their quarantine day. Before you fly, each passenger must complete the registration process and must fill this out as early as 3 days prior to departure. Iyan po yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina. Scroll down po natin sa baba and may mga question. So, ang number 1 question is, are you an OFW? I am not. And after you answer no, mag-expand po yung page and will ask you some personal information. Fill out nyo po yan, 2 pages. And second page, you will hit submit. Pagkatapos niyan, may matatanggap kayong email dun sa email address na ibinigay nyo. And once you open your email, ito po ang lalabas. This is your code na importante at hahanapin sa check-in. Just like po sa trace code kanina, pwede nyo itong i-print or i-save lang sa smartphone nyo kasi pwede naman nilang i-scan sa check-in. Now, let's talk about on the day of your departure at the airport. Before you go to the